I'm Megan Bennett.
I'm Lesley Meyer.
And this is Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hi, Lesley.
Hi, Megan.
How the hell are you?
I'm blowing out a microphone currently. I don't know how far away to be. It's so well positioned right now. I'm like,
Hey, producer Tim. Lesley is blowing a microphone.
Yeah. So, and I'm having to like kind of assist someone on the internet at the same time that we're recording.
Doing some interwebby things at the same time. So that's cool.
So we're going to do that. Moderately good. I'm trying to think. How have I been? Fine. I had a birthday. I got older.
Did have a birthday.
Yep.
How's that feel?
We had an episode in between, like right before my birthday and right after my birthday. It's like still going.
You know what?
What?
Next week is my birthday.
It's Megan's birthday next week. Yes. That's exciting.
Friday the 13th, baby.
Oh, you are Friday the 13th. And it's on Friday for real?
It is this year,
time?
Yeah.
What are you going to do for your lucky birthday?
Well, it was not my plan to do this, but we are going to the fourth game in the Pacers and Oklahoma.
Holy shit,
matchup.
Sister.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if they lose.
Well, they better not.
I don't.
And here's the thing.
My 20-somethings
and I'm gonna
said it was a miracle that we won.
It was amazing. I'm going to spill a little tea because I know my husband doesn't listen to this.
Okay. Well, that's wise. Maybe. I don't know.
He bought tickets to this.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Pacers.
Yes.
I have no problem. I'm a season ticket holder.
Yes, sir.
I like them very much.
That's
love cheering them on.
Indiana Pacers, friends, if you don't know who we're talking about.
Indiana Pacers.
Because we're in Indiana.
Yeah, you may not have heard of them before, but you probably know them now. But what? Yeah, so he bought these tickets and I asked him how much he spent and he said, "You do not want to know." And I said, "Well, motherfuck. How much did you spend?"
Okay.
And now, after they won the first game, the tickets are even more. They actually went up $500 per ticket.
Holy fuck balls. And you're going to be in Oklahoma?
No, it's
Oklahoma.
It's here. It's
no?
here.
Okay.
It's here.
You'll be here. It's
the wind will not be sweeping down the plains.
Okay. Well.
Oklahoma.
Okay. I was never in that musical.
I wasn't either. I never did that one.
But I know people who did, and I assume they're okay. I assume they're fine.
I'm sure they're fine.
So yeah, okay.
So anyway, birthday.
Went away I had a birthday dinner. Went to dinner. We'll make this hyper local and hyper specific to our own experiences. I think that was my favorite critical review ever. We went to dinner at Tinker Street, which was really excellent. It's always a wonderful time.
You were walking distance from my house.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I kind of just walked down and like toilet papered your trees.
You could have.
Going crazy. Or, 52. Got a TP thing.
Just knocked on the door and I would have let you in.
I mean, that's true too. Fair. And then we came back to the east side and we went to Strange Bird, our favorite tiki bar. Saw some other friends and then went home because I had to get up the next fucking morning and get on a plane. And I went to Floride. Floride. From Saturday until Tuesday. A friend of mine was going to be there with some extended family and said, "I have space in my bed for you."
Nice.
And I said, "Cool, let me buy a plane ticket." That's exactly how it went down.
I will come hang out.
Yep. And so flew down with her, which was fun. And we hung out for a couple of days and got real sunburned on the first day. And then it was kind of cloudy the second day, which was perfect. And we went wandering around and went to a fun tiki bar. And
are they on the beach-ish?
They were inland a bit, but we were like an 8-minute golf cart ride, less 7 minutes golf cart ride from the beach. We were in like 30A, super bougie, Poshlandia.
Nice.
I did not pay to be there myself, but I appreciate having friends who have family who do.
That's cool.
And so that was super fun. And then came back Tuesday and then went to work on Wednesday and worked Wednesday and Thursday nonstop and worked today. Here I am sitting here with you recording this fucking show.
Here we are recording a show. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you got to get away for a little bit. Was it like balls hot?
It was moderate. It was nice. It was like low 80s. It was perfect.
That's cool.
Sandy beaches, blue waters.
Nice. I like it.
You know, tequila and some whiskey. No Irish whiskey. I tried. I looked.
Hey, question. Irish whiskey.
Yes, ma'am.
How are your tariff issues with
not yet.
Okay. Good.
Because
Good.
Because everything keeps getting delayed.
Because of tacos.
There might be an extra 10% right now. I don't know, but the tariffs are all due when everything arrives in port. And then there's all this confusion about like, did it apply from the date that the your container on the container ship left port? Does it matter if they happened while they were crossing the ocean?
Gotcha.
You know,
nobody knows nothing.
So who knows?
Okay.
Who knows what the hell's
That's
going
fair.
on there?
That's fair.
Yeah. So if you could pick a birthday experience, like select one.
Oh, if
like
I got
custom
to decide
curate.
what I wanted to do?
Yeah. If the Pacers hadn't like co-opted your birthday and made it all about them.
It's all about them. I mean, that's okay. Because it's been 25 years and beating the Knicks was like just
truth.
so fun.
It's been a minute. We don't want to say how old we were. Well, no, I could do the math really quick. I was 27 last time they won.
Yeah, I would have been.
I didn't have children. I was
childless.
a childless cat lady.
Yeah, this is the first time the Pacers have ever led in a playoff series. So maybe this is the time. Maybe.
My kids, my 20-something kids say, don't hold my breath. But they were super psyched about the win last night.
They need to get on board.
I mean, they just want to manage their expectations.
Well, that's fair. It is the Pacers.
Crushing defeat.
Yeah, I understand. It's either going to go very, very well or not so great.
Very, very
But
poorly.
so far, it's yeah. I mean, we're guaranteed, to have a few more games.
I was like hanging in there with you. I was like, what's she going to say? What are we guaranteed? So we're kind of bullshitting and just hot local goss.
Yeah.
Is what we're
With the
talking
Pacers.
about today. Did anybody die this week? Or last?
Gosh, probably.
I just don't remember.
I mean, as one representative. Oh no, who was it? Was it Christy Nome? Somebody. I think I'm talking out of my ass.
Jesus, no,
But
you're right.
Was it
we
her?
all die someday.
We all gotta die someday.
No, it wasn't her.
It wasn't her. It was somebody. But yeah, who
it
would
was
win?
It was a local representative.
Was it here? Local here?
No. I saw it though.
Okay.
It was like some other state, and they were like going after her for cuts to Medicaid and like.
Well, we all have to die
care.
sometime,
right? We're all going to die.
Okay.
I mean, true.
I guess. Did you hear then that she apologized?
Oh no,
Except
I didn't.
she didn't really. She just did a video where she said, "Well, I'm sorry that people didn't realize that they were mortal, and I hope I don't have to explain to them about the tooth fairy."
What a snarky bitch!
See you next Tuesday.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry you didn't know you were immortal. Fuck off.
Right.
We have a warning on this show for a reason.
All the way
off.
Yeah.
Over the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
So no one from the 70s or 80s in terms of iconic actors and musicians
I know
died in the past 2 weeks. I looked earlier and I also saw that. So I think that we are good.
You mean we had an entire 2 weeks without?
I mean, there's always
Let's knock on
6
wood.
degrees of separation. Oh, I guess we could say this. This is kind of sad because here we go. Alf Clausen, composer for The Simpsons, died on June 3rd. Right? So The Simpsons came on in the 90s sometime.
Yes.
College
89?
Land.
89?
Maybe that feels.
89. I think it was
Really?
89.
When we were in high school?
Well, you were.
I didn't graduate till
I was in the
91.
college.
When did it start?
I am pretty sure it launched in 89.
The Simpsons is forever. I used to love it. Okay, this is a great segue. I used to love
baby.
it. Was
as
it
they would
1989?
say in
What a
Pacerland.
hooker. You
Look at
rung
me.
that bell.
Ding, ding.
Look at you. December 17th, 1989.
Watching the first episode in the Commons at a now non-existent dorm in Muncie, Indiana.
That's fucking hilarious. It said The Simpsons roasting on an open fire or something like that. Okay. And I do remember the shorts. I used to love the shit out of the Tracy Ullman show.
Oh,
Producer
yeah.
Tim is showing us information so that we sound slightly less stupid. The family debuted as shorts on the Tracy Ullman show on April 19th, 1987. So, we
Yep.
grew up with that.
Yep.
And then when I was I'm going to repeat myself because I just said this sentence. I'm going to say it again. This is a nice segue into our topic today about summer break. When I was a day camp counselor, when I was like in my teens, but also in my 20s and 30s and 40s, because I love day camp that much, I used to laugh when kids would come to me and they'd just be like, have you ever seen The Simpsons? I couldn't live without The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons so much.
Take a seat, Junior.
And like this kid did this whole presentation. Oh, it might have been when I was trying to teach speech. I mean, I was a speech teacher for a minute, and he may have done like a position paper or something about how like the Simpsons raised him. And like, these were like 7th and 8th graders. And so I was probably my very late 20s, early 30s at this point. And I was just like, oh my God, I feel old.
If the Simpsons raised him, then his parents were Gen X, right?
I mean, they've got to be.
And then
unless he was
way to
just
go.
like abandoned in a box somewhere.
way
hanging
to
out.
go, Gen X parents. Let the
Right?
Simpsons raise your children.
It's fine. They're
They're-
smart.
they're
They love
probably
each
fine.
other.
They're probably fine.
And Lisa's like sassy feminist. You go, girl.
They're
Play that
probably
saxophone.
they're probably fine.
They're totally fine. That kid is probably in his he's probably in his early 30s right now, actually. Mid 30s. That's hilarious. Anywho, there we go.
I love The Simpsons. They're still very funny. And South Park. Oh my God.
So that is sad.
Yes.
And that is who died a couple days ago, 3 days ago.
But mostly we kind of got off without like,
Like a major
like a lot of
star from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well-
watch out next week. Hold your breath.
Hold on to your butts.
And we'll see what happens.
Lots of people dying. Gen X Women Are Sick of the Shit is supported by Lilas, Love You Like a Sis, a Gen X women's social club.
What's Lilas, Megan?
Lilas is our off-platform, off the Books of Faces, off all of the other traditional social media. It is our space and place for Gen X women to come together, have conversations, meet each other. It's a social club.
It is a social club. It's a membership-based club. Memberships are $10 a month. That does help support us in growing the platform. We purchased a platform that would host a network of women so that you could come together and meet each other in real time.
In a safer space,
Yes.
right, than a traditional social media platform, and a much more personal space. So what do we do there, Lesley?
We host movie nights where we live stream some of our favorites as they are available to us. For group watches of films from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We host a space for a monthly book club. We host
Trivia nights.
trivia nights once a month. We have a live text
4
chat.
prizes even.
4 prizes. That's true.
Yeah.
The space is able to host like weekly text chats so that you can kind of check in real time with people. I would say the critical difference between kind of what this space is and any other social media space that I've experienced is that it is active. You will have to engage in it or be engaged in it by other people. So it's not like a passive consumption thing. It's like making connections.
Yep. And if that's what you're looking for, the opportunity to meet other people, to find people who are maybe in the same similar spaces as you are.
Like-minded, same
yeah.
time phase of life, navigating all of those transitions.
Then this might be the right place for you. So check out Lilas. You can learn more about it at genxwomenpod.com. Hey, we're back.
We are back.
What are we going to talk about today?
We are going to talk about a greatly anticipated time of year for parents and children and teachers everywhere.
School teachers. Definitely school teachers.
We're going to talk about summer break.
Summer break.
Summertime. Specifically, summers in the 70s and 80s when you actually got a summer break.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend who teaches fourth grade is out now. Like, thankfully, she's very glad. But she's got to go back already at the almost end of July.
Yeah, dude.
It's stupid.
When our kids, I think, were in school, I think July 31st, like last few days of July became the day that they returned.
Yeah, I think my daughter was later. I want to say she got out like the first week of June and wouldn't go back until like mid-ish August, I think.
Really?
But for us,
Where was she Oh, okay.
But for us, like it was, you'd get out Memorial Day weekend or like right before.
Yeah, my fucking birthday. Time to get out of school, bitches.
And then you would have you'd have like 3 months basically off.
You
to
would
be a heathen and a hellion.
Memorial Day through Labor Day. We would go back to school like the Monday after Labor Day.
Right.
So it'd be like the 10th or 11th. It just depended. Well,
and now it's like, now like, fuck, I don't even know that like the retail stores, they're going to immediately go back to the back to school shit.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. Like there might be bathing suits
school
now, but you're going to have like pencils in the aisles in a week.
Right.
Sorry, kids.
School's out, back to school.
Glue, construction paper. Contrary to the reasons that we did it, I don't think it's fucking helped at all.
No, I don't think so either.
And
all these kids have like all the fucking testing.
Oh,
they're like, I read and blah, blah, blah.
Bullshit.
And all this, the teachers have to get so much shit done.
Yeah. Oh, it's
and
insane.
Try to you've got to remember like that feeling when you'd look at the calendar and you would know like, dude, we've got like 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
And it's Lord of the Flies in your classroom.
Yes.
And kids
Everybody's
are done,
losing their mind.
Checked out. And the first really warm day when they have to open the windows at school, because, most of them didn't have
There was no
conditioning.
HVAC.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you open the windows and then there's like shit going on outside and all the kids are staring out the window instead of paying attention to anything that's going on.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it also didn't get like 100 degrees hot. Like,
no, I don't think so.
Maybe
we don't remember it. I don't know.
Remember. I think that's another valid reason to not have school in the summers because nobody had HVAC.
I think that's why they didn't. Well, and
it was
kids had to go farm. Yeah.
Like my elementary school was, when I went to what we would call normal school, was out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and everybody did farm.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the kids did farm.
Were they detasseling corn and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
just shit like that. Yeah. Helping out, planting things, picking things.
Don't need that anymore.
Farming. Yeah, who needs food? We don't need anybody to pick or plant food. There's no underlying political commentary here at all.
Oh, yes, there is.
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't.
Oh, no. Yeah, there is.
We don't need food.
We don't need food.
Forget that shit.
Tomatoes. Good luck with that.
Strawberries. So, yes.
Good luck with that. Taters.
Oranges.
Good luck with that.
Piss off. What else do we need to eat? Nothing.
Nothing. You get frozen shit and that's it.
This is why Ozempic exists, actually. It was all a grand conspiracy. There's just not going to be any food.
We're stop being hungry.
Inject ourselves.
Inject yourself and you'll be fine.
Talk about starving into submission, a whole population. Wow. The humor. The humor gets darker the longer this goes on.
And I'm pro-Ozempic. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but I do miss tomatoes.
There's this grand conspiracy that I
think you're onto something.
Yes. No hate, no shade. All the GLP-1s have been wonderful lifesavers for many, many people.
Yes.
And there could be a nefarious underside. No more tomatoes and corn for you.
Are you big Ozempic?
Big O. Are you a big O? That's big a different kind of O. Zempic. We've gone a long, long way away from summer.
We are nowhere near it, but we can get back.
Here we are.
So
pull in.
Do you remember when you were a kid and that whole like ramping up to summer break?
Yes.
Did your teachers like pull out the AV cart and like?
Oh, geez. Yeah, absolutely.
You just got to watch.
We had AV carts that had, we had reel-to-reel film.
Yeah.
Slideshows.
Okay.
Set to music. Like you could have sort of audio tracks or like music and they would just shuffle through slides. We still had the overhead projectors with transparencies.
Yes. So you could write on those.
In case we needed to draw something or write out math equations. We had those. But the AV cart would come out. I don't remember what we watched though leading up to like the holidays.
I mean, I feel like it was movies, like
the summer holiday.
Like watch whatever. I don't know.
What would we have seen? I don't know. What did they do with us? We don't have any memories.
I don't have any memories.
That's
of this,
a problem.
I mean, I remember that this happened. I feel like it was, cartoons and shit like that. But.
Probably so. Or like dumb educational films, like how to play safely on metal playground equipment. Don't bash your brains out. Be careful.
Death on the highway.
I honestly think like the closer it got, the more they just threw us outside.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Like suddenly recess was like 4
learn to play
hours.
Dodgeball and catch with your face.
And we were just
be fine.
running around like insane people. And then it was done. And then we were home. And I loved summer. Like in my heart and like from a sensory embodied perspective, I can still feel the feeling of what a long summer was.
Yeah. No, didn't have to do anything, didn't have to go anywhere. You were just a kid and you got to go play and get up kind of on your own terms and
for sure. That was totally true. And like I don't know what we'll get into your experience. I know my summer experience up until D-Day that was like we gardened and we had a huge yard and we were in the middle of nowhere. So I did have labor that I had to do, like pulling weeds, picking vegetables, pulling worms off of tomato plants, exciting things like this.
Sure.
But it was just like, you put on your bathing suit, you're just kind of wearing the same stinky terry cloth shorts all summer and maybe the same little halter like top. Tube top or halter top all summer and just like running in the sprinkler and like picking stuff and just sort of like laying around.
Yeah.
Just entertaining yourself.
Yep.
And hanging out.
We had, I went to like a daycare for a lot of my young life. So like one was in a woman's home.
Oh, wow.
Like a daycare in her home. That's when, watching like, I remember sitting in the living room and watching like Janie and Cowboy Bob and all that
Oh
stuff,
my gosh,
yes. Those are hyper-local too.
Bob's but
So I remember that. And then after my parents divorced, I went to a different daycare kind of on the east side.
East side represent.
That was kind of fun because there were a few kids there that were about my age and we,
oh, that's cool.
Play and stuff together, which was great. But like I didn't get to stay home by myself for really until I was a little bit older. I want to say it was probably like, I don't know, 13.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah. And I had my little sister with me. So, yeah.
Oh, you were in charge of her?
God help us.
Remind me what was the
5 and 6 years, depending on what time of year. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Difference.
So you really had like some responsibility.
I did, which is insane.
But it was so normal.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, you're a woman now. You can stay home.
Yeah.
You know how to warm up SpaghettiOs on the stove.
Try not to get her killed. Okay.
Great.
See
you have
later.
my number at work. Where do you work? It's like 30 minutes away. You're going to be fine.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Call 911.
Mm-hmm. Learn how to do 911 on a rotary dial phone and you got this.
So did you ever do like camps? Did you have to go to camp in the summer?
No, not really. I did a camp. I'm like, it's all fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fuzzy. I feel like yes. But not like, it wasn't a thing that we did regularly,
Okay.
right? Like it was, if I did it, it was like one-off kind of thing. Anyway, but I know you were a camp kid.
Oh my God, so much camp. I was a Girl Scout.
I too was a Girl Scout.
I went to Dudley Gallahue Girl Scout camp
Gillian went to Dudley
every
Gallagher
summer,
Girl Scout camp.
and I did sleepaway camp, and I did 2 weeks of shocker grease paint theater camp.
Nice, yes.
Every time. I think my first time I was probably a little bit younger, and I just did a week, and then I did 2 weeks. My fantasy brain says maybe up to 3 weeks, but I think it was just a solid 2 weeks. And we did, acting and put on a performance at the end of the week. So I loved going away to day camp or to summer sleepaway camp. I did not so much love local day camps. Like that was less fun. I didn't like the hustle and bustle and having to run and do 47 million activities. So I did love that. That was a really good time. And then often I would go visit my grandmother. I would stay with her. She was in Kentucky. So I'd go visit my grandmother for a couple of weeks and hang out. And I had tons of freedom there. I could just kind of wander the earth in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, which then was significantly smaller. And I had a couple of aunts who one went in walking distance. I don't know if I should have been allowed to walk, but I did.
Yeah.
And there was go to your Aunt Gloria's. And I knew that she was on Main Street. And so I would walk. And then when I got into high school.
But you were armed with things with words of wisdom, don't take candy from strangers. Don't get in unmarked vans.
Yeah.
If a stranger asks you to help them find your cat or dog.
That one was not a thing yet.
Oh, that wasn't a thing.
Had not
I feel like
happened.
that was one that I taught my daughter.
When I was 11, 12. 13, that one didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I would go there. And when I was in that teetering year between 8th grade and freshman year, I remember being old enough to go to the local pool by myself. And I had a friend there, and we would walk and go to the pool. And so it was sort of this quintessential small town thing. And then I would hear all these stories about how my mom had been a lifeguard at the pool and la 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 la. But that was sort of fun.
Did you did that? You followed in her footsteps
in high school? Yes, along with the synchronized swimming, I also lifeguarded. So that was all through high school. I was a lifeguard, and then into college, and then I also taught swimming lessons, and I also did day campy stuff.
That's cool.
But for high school and college, I definitely lifeguarded the whole time, and then post college, when I went out to try to find a job, I did tons of theater camps. So I ran camps and created camps for probably 20 years. There
were, I'm trying to think what, the things that pop up in my mind about summer, ice cream trucks and shit like that. They were everywhere. And I think it's a pretty rare thing now. I don't know that
they show up near our house sometimes. We'll hear them in the summer. They'll go, the sound. We laugh because the quality of the music indicates whether or not we're going to go outside. But when the kids were young, absolutely, we would run out there, and they would come through every once in a while. I was way too rural to have the ice cream truck experience, so I always missed out on that. But I
definitely had that. That was a thing in my neighborhood for sure.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So did you have a favorite treat?
I was an orange sherbet push-up kind of gal.
Fuck yes. Yeah. Best ice cream ever.
So good.
There's so much enthusiasm about orange sherbet push-ups.
If you have a Dairy Queen, by the way, near you, there is a summer special thing right now.
The ones with the colorful dots.
Yep. There's a special at Dairy Queen right now that is a orangey kind of milkshakey thing, and my husband says it tastes exactly like the orange push-up.
The old push-ups. It seemed like there were two solid camps. You would either do the push-ups or the rocket pops.
Yeah,
the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, they were okay, but I always felt like they tasted like they were frostbitten.
And it was mostly the lemon, and I wanted the cherry.
Yeah.
So just get a fucking cherry popsicle.
Right. Yeah.
Push-ups,
man, so good.
The other hated and beloved dessert of summer, those fucking plastic popsicles with the edges that cut the corners of your mouth, the pops that you just You buy them
Oh,
liquid
like
and you dump them in the freezer.
plastic,
Yes.
Yeah, and you'd like have to tear off the thing with your teeth and like squirt it up. Yeah.
Yes. And then you'd suck on them and the edges of the plastic would like cut the corners of your mouth. I'm showing you all, listening audience. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You feel it. I know you do.
You currently feel it right
but
now.
you would eat like 10 of them and then you would have these little slices in the corner of your mouth from eating
not
push-up
good.
pops, I guess. I don't remember what they were called. Flavor ice.
Flavor ice.
Is that what it is?
That's exactly it. Yep.
I'll take it.
Flavor ice.
Some people would also talk about getting the I've heard told the little jugs, drinks.
Yes,
like the
I
plastic
remember
jugs.
those.
I didn't have
and they had
them.
like a little foil top on them.
Yeah.
That you could peel off and
That was
drink out of your little
Pre
jug.
Capri Suns, before those ever
I
existed.
think they were called like
Little hugs?
little jugs or something like that. Yeah.
Little
I think
jugs.
it's little.
Was that a precursor to my boobs?
Little.
Look at her little jugs.
Little jugs. I feel like flavor
Little-
ice
little
sounds
jugs.
like a hip hop artist.
Flavor ice.
I want flavor ice to be a hip hop star.
I think Saturday Night Live should do that sketch.
There it is.
They
There's the
are.
Little hug.
Oh, they're little hugs.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Why are they hugs? They're barrels.
I don't know.
Little-
Because somebody trademarked little jug,
Lil hugs.
or
of
they
juice.
anticipated that people would be like,
I can't give little jugs to
You
tiny
can't
girls.
call-
That would not be
"Can't call
appropriate.
them little jugs." Somebody
That would
somewhere
not
was
be
like, "Listen,
okay.
marketing person, as cute as that is,
This is a poor decision
this is a bad
on
idea."
everyone's part. So that was, summer. What did you do? What did you do in the summers and in high school? Like, when did you get your first gig? I know we've talked about jobs before, but did you have like
Fucking around.
summer jobs?
No, I mean, my first job was at Claire's Boutique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just fucking around.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you didn't do like the seasonal employment thing?
No, I probably was. I left to my own devices way too much.
Got you. Heard.
Probably should have.
I just
Somebody should
wanted
have cracked the
money.
whip on me. No, me too.
I
Me
needed
too.
them. I needed-
Me too.
I needed money. I was like, I gotta figure out how to get the hell out of here. So that's going to take some cash.
Gotta go.
So I just needed the money because I didn't have a car. So somehow I made it all work. I don't know exactly how that went down.
I was looking at like things that people. Well, so my husband was talking about. I was telling him that we were going to do the pod on this, and he goes, "Oh my god!" He goes, "I remember the first day of summer, when I was in second grade." And I was like, "Okay," and he goes, "I was all excited. I was riding my bike. I was looking behind me to talk to somebody who was also riding their bike." And I smacked into the back of a car and left a giant dent and had to go to the hospital and had my face all sewn up.
Oh no!
I was like, shit. But then I was thinking, yeah, that's, that's the way to start a summer.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so tragic.
But I was looking at all the things that kids supposedly in the 80s did, like playing red light, green light, and tag and stuff like that with their friends for sure. Like when we were older, like playing laser tag and stuff like that. Water sprinklers and
the sprinkler in the
stuff.
yard, and I think did you have pictures of yourself like as an infant in a baby pool? Did you
Heck yeah.
get that?
Yeah,
Like
I think everybody
coming
doesn't
of
everybody.
age?
I think you're supposed to.
The
Everybody's
metal
supposed to.
edged like kind of baby pools because it was before there was any
Before plastic was a
inflatable
thing.
stuff. So there were these metal edged baby pools, and inevitably we were just like in saggy ass diapers, or we were naked, like
Yep,
with the
just laying there.
hose in the thing. I do remember like the big. I mean, we'll probably talk about this in a month or so too, but like the big summer party would have been like 4th of July.
Yes.
I do remember we made ice cream every summer. We had like a big,
that's
they don't
cool.
even make ice cream makers this large anymore. I hate that we threw shit away from the 70s, quite honestly, because it was so amazing.
Yeah. I mean, all the cool stuff.
They were
that
giant. It made
they don't
like
make
2
anymore.
gallons of ice cream.
I agree.
And it was so good. So
Now,
we
did
would
you?
do
You
that.
had to manually do that.
We had one that was electric.
Oh.
So it was in like a 5-gallon bucket, and the like metal cylinder was, it made like 2 gallons when you made it. It was huge. I don't know. It was my
did
dad's.
did it get like thick enough? Like,
Oh
and
yeah,
freeze
for sure.
and everything. Like,
yeah, it was kind of like that, but our bucket was like orange. It was orange and plastic. It was just like a piece of industrial equipment. It wasn't like super quaint. And then they have the metal cylinder, and it was just like, you know, my job was like pouring the rock salt and putting more ice in, and then we would check it every once in a while. I love making vanilla ice cream in the summer. I have one now. It just makes a lot less, and it's just not as magical. It would have to be like packed with towels, and it was like a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was messy. I miss strawberries in the summer.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep. We used to make like the strawberry. You get those shells that were like I don't know, like angel food cake kind of shells.
Oh yeah, shortcake.
And then and then you stick some strawberries in there and throw some whipped cream on top, and you got yourself something.
It was so good. And fresh corn. I do remember that.
So being in Indiana, like
that is kind of a rite of passage.
It is. Like we do have, but God help you if you get the wrong ear. Like if you buy like the feed corn, you are fucked.
Yeah, bitter. But
yeah, like not really good sweet corn,
bicolor corn.
And everybody knows like the one like farm stall like on the street that you could go to that would have like the best corn. Because
we were out so far in a rural area. We did know, you know, we grew a ton, but like you knew who had really good corn. Who had really good tomatoes. And
I tried to grow corn a number of years ago, like in my backyard. Yeah. So
how'd it go?
It was fine.
Okay.
I actually got ears like
and
made corn that we then ate, and it was delicious.
Farmer.
But the thing about corn is you have to cross-pollinate it.
Yes.
Right? So I would go out at night when nobody was looking, and I would have corn sex with make my corn have sex, and I'd be singing like "Let's get it on," and like, you know.
That's how you got your ears to enlarge.
Yes, I need to get bigger ears. I sang to them so that they would have good sex,
so that they would pollinate. That's the hard thing about growing corn in the city.
Yeah,
you gotta
if you only have like 3 or 4 stalks or whatever, you gotta work it really good.
You gotta make sure the pollination happens, and
let's get it on.
And you serenade your corn so that it comes to full maturation. I understand. It's fun.
You do what you have to do.
It's fair.
To make summer as fabulous as summer can be.
Speaking of summer fabulousness,
and
corn and Indiana, the end of summer is the Indiana State Fair.
Oh, yes.
Now, this could be a whole other conversation, or we can just kind of tag it in here a little bit.
We could tag it in. I didn't go to the fair until my husband and I got married.
Oh.
His family were fair people.
Okay.
We were not fair people.
Okay.
So it was a whole new thing for me, and holy crap.
It is in some way have missed out on a little bit of a rite of passage, and I'm glad that your spouse has indoctrinated you into the Indiana State Fair.
Ugh.
My dad was insane about the fair. Like 5 a.m., getting up, loading in the car to get in when it opened, so that we could go see all the animals. And I'm sure there was some sort of like carload, like get in early kind of thing. Oh,
probably, yes.
And it was a whole situation. Like, I don't know what his joy was. We all went as a family many years. And then as I got older, I had much greater resistance to it. And in my angsty teens, I was like, hell no. But then as soon as I hit my 20s,
you're like, I gotta go to the fair.
We gotta go to the fair, and we gotta go in the morning, and I gotta go see the bunnies, and I gotta go see the chickens, and I gotta go see all the baby piglets.
No, we weren't fair people, but we would do like in the summertime we would do drive-ins.
Go to
the drive-in.
Oh, that's fun.
That was super fun. So that was sort of when you said like you could get in with a carload. I mean, that triggered that.
There you go.
Because of course, the drive-in movies.
I follow that. Do you remember any of the movies that you ever saw at the drive-in?
I absolutely, yes. We saw E.T. At the drive-in. And the one that really sticks in my mind is Disney's Fox and the Hound.
Oh, that's adorable, but also so sad.
It was my mom, my grandmother, and my sister and I, and we all bawled our eyes out, and we're passing around a box of Kleenex.
Absolutely.
And just like sobbing like, Oh, my Lord.
Summer joy like no other. I have some big memory pre-sibling, so I had to be younger than 4 of going to see it's the Great Raft Race Charlie Brown or the Great Boat Race Charlie Brown.
Okay.
And
Sure.
I just remember I have this big memory of them like being in this raft and falling off of a waterfall. So for my 3 or 4-year-old little heart, that must have been like, oh my God, Charlie Brown's gonna die! To Charlie Brown. I do remember that. That's the only like drive-in movie that I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're being made to look at Footloose.
Drive-ins are
Because
so fun.
that's mine.
That was your drive-in movie.
Footloose.
Yeah.
Footloose.
Did you have a date?
No, because I was
Yeah.
You gotta do the
7.
Oh,
wow.
I forget that you're
Yeah,
younger than
yeah.
me.
But I do
11.
remember-
By a lot.
I do remember sitting there and watching it and telling my mom and my sisters, like, I gotta get out of the car. I gotta dance.
I gotta dance. I gotta go move.
I mean, they were telling you that everybody should cut loose.
Footloose.
And
Kick off your
Sunday shoes.
Sunday shoes. You know what I thought that word was? Sundance.
Your Sundance shoes.
Your Sundance shoes
It was
forever.
like
Kick off your Sundance shoes. Wee, ooh, wee. Shaking my feet. That's literally what I thought they were saying.
as far as we know, because I'm not fact checking this shit.
No,
That is exactly
that's
the lyrics
truth.
from now and forever and ever. Please don't ever tell us otherwise.
I'm okay with that. It's pretty fucking funny. I bet we could come up with like a whole episode's worth of stuff about like lyrics that we misremember.
For
We should get people to like
sure.
write in and we'll just
Yes.
like read through them
Yes.
and laugh our asses off. That could just be
Yes.
like a little reel of
Oh my
hilariousness.
God, so fun.
Oh, mercy. But
So,
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So we're at the beginning of summer now, and
Yep.
we get to
2025.
Now, yeah, and now that we're older, it's not nearly as. I mean, it's still fun. Like,
Yeah.
there's lots that happens.
Yes. And
I-
seasonal shift in Indiana is incredibly important
Yeah.
so that we can survive the like 6 to 7 months of gloom.
Yes. It's just like now in my head, I look at the calendar and I'm like, okay. Well, it's already past Memorial Day. That makes me sad. And then I've got my birthday, so I got that to look forward to. And then when
that's
that's gone,
exciting.
I'm like, okay, now, oh shit, it's already past my birthday. And now, oh crap, it's already past 4th of July. And then, and then it just feels like next thing you know, it's the state fair.
And then Gen Con.
And then, well, that's true. That's
Gen
true.
Con.
And then
But Gen Con is like it signals the end,
yeah.
the leading into the end of summer at this point.
And then
It's the
it's
last
just
big
kind
event.
of gone. It's just like, and then never, granted, Halloween is cool, but I don't know.
Halloween
It
is
makes
super
me sad
cool.
when it disappears so fast.
At least we do get to kind of enjoy the full season. Like I think like mid-May through September now, because being boundaried by like the current school year
yeah.
was torture. I mean, just like what it's
Oh,
done.
as a
because
parent.
it's August 1st. We're
Yeah.
done. That's it. So you miss like 6 more weeks
Yeah.
of wonderful weather.
Right.
You know,
Of,
and-
of arguably the hottest part of the summer.
absolutely.
Like, so if you were in a school that didn't have air conditioning,
which was much of IPS.
right,
And
then
definitely buses.
Right.
Oh my God.
and you're sending your kids back out into like sweltering conditions, and-
Torture.
yeah.
Misery.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be. So we're getting ready. We're on the cusp of enjoying summer. I'm sure during our summer recording, we will chime in about certain events, and we will celebrate our 1-year anniversary this summer of our first episode dropped. Like first full calendar year.
That is awesome.
We are in our second
at us.
season of the pod, but
Look
we
at
will
us.
complete
Look at our little
first full
love
calendar.
project.
I know. It's pretty cool. We're
Yeah.
just chugging right along.
Yeah, I like it. It's super fun. hopefully it's fun for people to listen to this silliness and hopefully remember some of their childhood and their summer vacations.
Send us your summer stories. If you send us fun things, we'll read them on the internet. We have some stories waiting. We're probably going to do an episode with like just some 5 minutes of fame stories and just funny anecdotes that people have shared with us.
But if you have them, you can call them in and we will absolutely entertain those and share them with the whole wide world.
And we read all of the texts that people send. We read all of the notes, and we were also going to maybe just like do a little episode. I mean, we'll include all that stuff. We want to like say thank you to everybody that like we do read your texts. We can't respond to them for some reason, but we do read them, and it's super sweet when they text in from the pod itself.
Oh yeah,
like the links in the pod. People send us notes, and we super appreciate them. They're always awesome.
They're very fun.
We just want to do like a thank you to people, and maybe we'll talk about just kind of the business of being hobby podcasters and what that really looks like, because people ask all the time, oh, you guys got sponsors? You're making money? I was like,
oh no, that'd be nice.
There's cash at the end of the year. We do pay our producer a little bit of money.
We do.
And we take a small stipend.
And we donate to charities of which we are super passionate about.
Oh, that's a great, okay, we're rambling on, but we're going to give you this information. For this month, for May and June, we are donating to Indie Pride. And our minimum donation for each 2-month period is $200. But if we sell more merch during that time period, we do donate more. I am quickly looking for our list of donations that we are doing for the year, because I think that that's an important thing to talk about. For 2025, January and February, we donated to the Center of Reproductive Rights. That actually started in December. March and April, we donated to Planned Parenthood of Central Indiana. May and June, Indie Pride. July to August, we're going to be raising money to donate to WFII, local public broadcasting. September and October, it's kind of open, so I don't want to say yet. And then November, December, we're going to be donating to Second Helpings.
That's awesome. Yeah. I like that organization very much.
Oh, I know, because we want to feed people in Central Indiana and beyond who need it during the holidays. Yes. So I think that's important too.
I will throw in that I think at some point we should give to the Southern
Yes, Poverty Law Center.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks for being the other half of my brain.
I picked that up. So we'll do that too.
Yeah.
I think we've summered it.
Have we summered? I want more summer.
I
wish
do.
It was summer. I wish we were kids. I wish I could go back, knowing what I know now, and redo summer.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I'd be like, I would fucking party it up.
You
Not
would.
party, but you know what I
just
mean.
Like really
I would just
savor it.
Savor it.
Take it in. Yeah. I would go back to one of those summers where I was so grumpy about having to like garden and help. And I would be like
all in
this like little dressed bonneted child going, oh, like just floating over all the plants. So I didn't realize how like lucky I was to have that experience.
Yeah.
It was wild. And just everything that went along with it. I said we were going to stop, but then this is a really good story. The other part of summers for me and gardening was canning season.
Oh, yeah.
And so a few summers I had the experience of like, my grandmother would come, my aunts would come, their spouses would come. We would do this kind of like end of season harvest, and all of the women would be canning in our kitchen. That was really magical and cool. And I didn't realize how special it was until like I grew up and didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh, that's really magical. Like, and everybody would leave with stuff, and we would
Seems
like
very fabulous
cherries
and witchy
off the cherry trees
Yeah.
and like made cherry preserves. It was insane. Like we just lived in this little gift of land that has now been eaten up by what is Geist.
Yeah.
But it was really magical. That was pretty special.
That's very cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I'd go back and I'd do some serious playing in the yard and ride my bike with some friends.
Nice.
And maybe the slip and slide.
Hell yeah. Fucking slip and slide. How did we forget that?
Yeah. So fun.
Well, we're going to slide on out of here. I knew you'd pick that up.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know what we're going to talk about then.
Nope, we won't know until 2 minutes before we get on these microphones. But it'll be great.
Oh, producer Tim just gave us the big
promise
eyeballs.
you.
The big
We
roll,
promise
those
you.
eyeballs all the way back in his head.
Have a good night, Megan.
Bye, Lesley. Talk to you later.
See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
You have been listening to Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lesley.
What do people do if they want to find us?
Well, we have a website that people can find us on, and that is genxwomenpod.com. We also have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram account as well. Mm-hmm. We have a YouTube account where we put YouTube shorts and other little tidbits up there. We have a TikTok account.
I don't talk the tick or tick the talk.
You don't tick the talk?
I do not.
I barely talk the tick, but I did put a TikTok up.
We're explaining the internet to people again. That's okay, though.
It's great.
We need to know how the internet works. Can people buy merch?
They absolutely can. We have a merch store on the website itself, and we also have an Etsy store, too. So they're just pretty easy to find. It's just Gen X Women on Etsy.
And if you are listening to this podcast, presumably you found it somewhere. And while you're there, give us a review.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Throw some stars at us.
That'd be great. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Ooh, 5.
Maybe 10.
And also make sure that you are hitting subscribe so that you're notified whenever a new episode drops.
Most important.
We also have a 5 minutes of fame that I think we should tell people about, too.
Hell yes. We want to know your stories, your 5 minutes of fame stories. You can send those stories in on the website, or you can call 1-888-GEN-X-POD and leave your story for us, and we will play it live in our next episode.
Yep.
2 or 3.
We'll listen to it on a little red phone, just like Batman.
That'd be cool. Let's get a bat phone.
A bat phone.
I think that's it.
I think you're right.